YouTube? Israel back on the quick video. Well, today I'm going to do our unboxing, first impressions, and update video. This time it comes from the house of Jimmy Choo. It is their latest release, Urban Hero. So Urban Hero from the house of Jimmy Choo is a men's woody spicy fragrance released in 2019. The noses behind this fragrance are Antoine Maziandou and Marion Castero, and it is an eau de parfum concentration. Alright, let's check out the presentation. Alright, so here's the box for Urban Hero. As you can see, there's kind of a cool looking maze design going across the front and the back. We got a nice silver square here with the name Jimmy Choo, Urban Hero here on the side with the same silver. Other than that, not too much going on in this box. Let's check out the bottle. Alright, so here's the bottle for Urban Hero. As you can see, it's very reflective, so sorry about that. I do kind of have to hold it at an angle so you can see the name. But we do have the name here. As you can see, this is a metal, I guess, case that kind of goes around the thick glass here at the bottom. We have the same type of design here on the cap. As you can see, it's sort of the same lines that are on the box. They're not in a maze pattern, but they're sort of going at an angle. Silver atomizer. Nice, heavy, sturdy bottle. Decent looking bottle from the house of Jimmy Choo. Alright, so here are the notes for Urban Hero. In the top we have finger lime and black pepper. In the mid we have rosewood and vetiver. And in the base we round things off with ambergris and leather. Alright, so I haven't tried too many fragrances from the house of Jimmy Choo. I think I tried their original Jimmy Choo Man. I was very underwhelmed by that one. It was very plain and didn't last very long on my skin anyway. I think they even made an intense version. It was slightly better, but I can't recall what that one really smelled like. So I'm not too familiar with the house, but I did hear a couple of chirpings about this one online. Someone was saying it was a good release or a decent release. It is an eau de parfum, so I'm kind of excited about that. Maybe it's going to be heavier and stronger. It's considered a woody spicy, so I'm, if it's a nice woody, fresh, masculine fragrance, that'd be really nice. I know there's a lot out there, but if it has something special, kind of different from the rest, we might have a gem on our hands. I do like that there is leather in this and ambergris. The finger lime, I don't have too many fragrances in my collection that actually have finger lime. Not sure if that's just another fancy way to say bergamot or lime or lemon or something, but finger lime, if it's different, then hopefully I'll be able to tell. So let's give Urban Hero a first impressions and let's see what this one's all about. Alright, here we go. Clean hand, pop the cap, a couple sprays. Good sprayer. Okay. Definitely getting that leather note. The leather note's way stronger than I thought it'd be. In the top, getting the lime. This is a very fresh take on leather. It's creamy. It's woody. Definitely getting that pepper. Very natural smelling pepper. Surprised I'm not sneezing right now. It's black pepper. Very dry, very spicy. Very pungent, as you can imagine black pepper would smell like, but this is very natural smelling to my nose anyway. So yeah, it's very dry and we're getting woody notes. The vetiver's in there giving a bit of earthiness, but it's not overpowering with the earthiness. Yeah, this is very masculine. Yeah, right now I'm getting the lime note, the black pepper, a lot of the rosewood, very heavy with the wood notes. I mean, the leather note is in the base, but I really did get it off the top, which is interesting because usually, you'll get those a little bit later on. But it's still there. It was just heavier in the opening spray. This is an interesting fragrance. I kind of like this one, actually. This isn't like a lot of other fragrances I've tried. This definitely is breaking the mold of your typical freshy or your masculine, woody, spicy fragrance. Now, I always say this, I haven't tried every fragrance out there, so, I can't, there might be a clone of this somewhere out there. As far as I'm concerned, this is, somewhat original to my nose. Yeah, it's a little creamy. It's like creamy woody. It's like a wet woods, but it's creamy, citrusy, has a little bit of the animalic notes from a leather. Yeah, this leather note's really nice. Didn't really expect this in a fresh fragrance, but it's actually working pretty well. Yeah, the leather note's really prominent now. It's got the creamy woods in there. It still has the fresh notes, and it's very spicy from the pepper. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is going to be for everybody, but if you like leather, if you're a fan of leather, and you just haven't had leather in every aspect, we've all tried Tuscan leather, and that's sweet. and we've tried some other leather fragrances, that are maybe more animalic or some are more daring. This one's more like fresh, I guess. A little more wearable leather, in my opinion. Yeah, this is a masculine, fresh leather fragrance, which I don't think I've ever said that combination in a video before. The only the freshest fragrances I can think of that had leather in them. I know they added leather to Neroli Portofino Forte, but you could barely smell it in there. It's supposed to just give it some depth. And there was one called Eau de Memo, I think is what it was called, from the House of Memo Paris. That was more of a female fragrance. But that one's, I consider it unisex. I wore it. You could definitely get the leather note in that one. But yeah, the leather note in this one's very prominent now. It's actually, it started off strong and it sort of faded, but now it's coming back. I guess some of those top notes have worn out. Yeah, but the leather note's very prominent now. It's been a couple of minutes and I'm really left with mostly the leather, the wood notes. It's not as spicy as it was in the opening. The lime note has calmed down. But yeah, still a creamy, citrusy leather. Yeah, this one's not a bad fragrance. Right now, I'm going to say it's not going to be for everybody. I think you have to know fragrances a little bit to really appreciate this one. Again, go out and try this one. You can test for yourself. But yeah, that leather note's getting very animalic now. It's getting a little barnyardy. So, it's changing as I'm speaking here. So, right, I'm saying it might be for some people. Then I might be, it's kind of teetering towards being a slightly daring now. Because the leather note's very barnyardy. It smells like hay almost now, like hay, at the stock show. Literally where horses and cows are. Yeah, it smells like hay almost. But yeah, right now I'm really left with a spicy, woody leather fragrance. The citrus notes have died down, but are still there slightly. But mainly I'm left with the spices, the woods, and the leather. So, not a bad fragrance right now. Like I said, it's teetering towards being not for everybody. Slightly daring with that leather note. We'll see how it develops. But not a bad fragrance. I'm going to wear this one today and over the next couple of days. Give you guys an update shortly. Talk to you then. Alright guys, well I'm back with my updates for Urban Hero from the House of Jimmy Choo. Alright, so I spent the last few days with this fragrance. And I gotta say, it wasn't my favorite. I'll tell you those reasons in a minute. But yeah, it does start off with a nice finger lime. You get all the black pepper, you get some vetiver. You get that leather note, and kind of like what I was going back to in the beginning of the video, the first half of the video, is that leather note, it's kind of animalic, and maybe some of you guys out there won't agree with me, but it smells a little barnyardy to my nose. This is just what I got. And this fragrance sort of, with that barnyard kind of animalistic leather note, I sort of got the same kind of note that I didn't really like in Tom Ford Extreme, which I think came from the truffles maybe. But anyway, it was very earthy and dirty and a little barnyardy to my nose anyway. And that sort of killed this fragrance for me. I just think it was a little too, daring for Jimmy Choo. Because it wasn't your traditional leather. Now, at first I did sort of get the traditional leather, like a leather jacket kind of smell, but then it turned into that earthy, kind of animalistic, leather note that I didn't like. And I'm not sure if that's the vetiver that sort of, went into that. Maybe some of that black pepper sort of made it a little dry and earthy. Nice opening. That's probably my favorite part of this fragrance was the opening. Very sweet and citrusy. That's pretty much all you're left with though, until you get to the dry down. And the dry down, you get a nice warm spicy amber, and that's my second favorite part of this fragrance, I guess, was the dry down. But it's sort of a traditional dry down, right? I think every fragrance out there that has either a sandalwood or an amber kind of warm spicy dry down that's very similar to this one. There's a blue juice in here. I don't really get much of a blue feel for this one, but it's not a bad fragrance. Definitely wasn't my favorite. Longevity for this fragrance was pretty good. It actually got about 8 hours, this fragrance. That's including the dry down. So when you get that opening, it starts off kind of strong, but not really. And it gets, pretty close to the skin after the second hour. And then after the top notes and the mid notes kind of wear down, you really are left with just that amber, warm, spicy note. And that really does take the rest of the life of the fragrance well into 8 hours, which I was kind of surprised by, but, you're not really getting much in the first half, you know, because once you get to that dry down, that's what you're left with, and that really takes up the majority of that 8 hours. Projection for this fragrance, contrary to the longevity, the projection of this fragrance was only strong in the first hour, and it got very moderate in the second hour, and after that it gets really close to the skin. I did catch wafts of the amber dry down here and there, you know, but it wasn't a beast by any means. This is an EDP. Didn't perform like one in my opinion. Just it really did perform like a toilet, you know, EDT. You know, so I can't really give high marks for the projection, because 1 to 2 hours is the best this one gets. Seasons for this fragrance, well, it does start off with that nice finger lime note, but quickly turns into, you know, a leathery, warm, spicy, you know, woody fragrance, which I think would be better suited for the cooler months. So I'm going to say definitely fall and winter for this one, and maybe spring evenings. Occasion for this fragrance, you know, it does kind of have that casual opening with the citrus notes, but overall it's a very gentlemanly, very masculine fragrance with the leather notes. It's you know, very spicy and woody and slightly sweet and creamy. So to me, in my opinion, I think this would be better for date night, formal events, probably safe enough for work, but definitely not for casual evenings. You know, so anything at night be perfect for this fragrance. Ages for this fragrance, I'm going to say are 30 and up. I think the leather note mixed with the vetiver and some of the pepper is going to be way too mature for the younger noses out there. Obviously, you guys can try it out and see if you like it or not, but in my opinion, I think 30 and up will definitely like this fragrance. So overall, I'm at the pass on this fragrance. I'm not going to suggest you guys to really go out and blind buy this one or even give this one a chance with spending money on it. I definitely say go out there and try it and see if you guys get what I get out of this one. Obviously, you know, this is just going to be my personal opinion. You know, maybe you guys are going to love this one. I honestly don't. That really, like I mentioned before, that leather note really kind of killed it for me. And at first I thought it was going to kind of go into, man, this is something I haven't tried before. And I was really hoping that it was going to turn into something special. But yeah, after that barnyard note or whatever that leather note was, whatever that earthy animalic note I got, sort of ruined it for me. So unfortunately, I'm going to pass on this one. I do, you know, want you guys to go out and try this one if you see it at the mall, you know, Nordstrom's, Macy's, wherever you guys find this one. You know, give it a couple of sprays, see what you think about it. The best part of the fragrance was the opening and the dry down, but overall, just as a fragrance alone, I think this one's going to be a fail. I definitely didn't get an EDP performance out of this one, you know, which, you know, when you're paying, you know, $100 for a fragrance and it says EDP, you want this one to last a while. And yes, it lasted 8 hours, but it didn't project like one. I didn't get noticed wearing this one. I didn't get any compliments or anything, no feedback at all. So it sort of just fell flat with me, you know. It wasn't, you know, anything too original. I thought it was going into an original vibe. I thought it was maybe breaking apart from, you know, the norm. But I think this kind of broke apart too far from the norm, because I really don't think that a lot of people are going to really like this one. So, you know, if you find this one at Marshall's or TJ Maxx in here for 25 bucks or so, maybe pick it up then. But right now, I can't suggest buying this one. Alright, so has anyone out there tried Urban Hero from the House of Jimmy Choo? If you have, let me know your thoughts on this fragrance down in the comments below. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching another video on my channel. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications for future First Impressions videos and fragrance-related content just like this. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Dollars and Cents. There you'll find fragrance-related photos and future contest winners. And as always, until next video, you guys take care. Thanks.